Hello, my budgeting friends. How are you doing today? Welcome back to Managing Mona's Moolah. I am Mona. Welcome if you're new. Welcome to my returning subbies. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today. This channel is all about paycheck to paycheck budgeting, cash stuffing my day-to-day cash envelopes, my savings challenges, and paying off my mortgage early so I can retire early. One thing I wanted to say about that is I am 3 to 6 years out from retiring. I will be retiring a little early, but I do want to maximize the time that I have left in my working career to pay off my mortgage so I can go into retirement with no mortgage and a nice safety net, if you will. My savings and things like that, I have to begin thinking about that. And what I'm trying to do at this current time is trying to thin out my closets, my home. I don't need a lot of stuff. I don't buy a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to sell on local buy-sell groups. And with that money, I stuff my 100 envelope savings challenge. If you hear my kitty, that's my Cole. And he wants to say hi. Today I have a paycheck to budget. Let's see if Cole wants to say hi. This is my fur baby. Isn't he cute? He's a good boy. Okay, Mommy has to make a video now. Come on, let's go. As I was saying, I have a paycheck to budget today, and my financial picture has changed. I'm trying not to stress about the debt that I currently have now. If you follow my channel at all, you know that I'm working really, really hard to pay off my mortgage. And I owe, I think, like $75,000 was my last balance, approximately $75,000. Well, this home was built in 1997, so it has a lot of holes and cracks in the stucco that I need to get done. And I got 3 different estimates, all ranging from $16,000 all the way up to $25,000. And so I put down my down payment on the stucco for this home. This home is approximately 2,200 square feet. And I didn't take the absolute lowest quote, but I didn't take the highest one either. We're looking at quality because this house really needs the stucco. I view it as a home improvement project, and it's going to cost a lot of money. I did put down quite a bit that I had saved, but I'm still going to have to take a loan out for the balance. So I will be sharing that balance today as I budget this paycheck. So you're going to see some things that weren't there before, and I am back in debt besides my mortgage. I always start out by looking at my monthly budget spread. I am using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. I've been using this tool for several years now, and it really helps me keep on track, but I am just as comfortable in a notebook. So you don't need this kind of a tool to do your budgets. So I'm going to turn to May. So the first thing that I do, I look at my paycheck. This is the paycheck I received dated May 10, and the bills that I have to pay before my next paycheck on May the 24th. So I have to pay the water, home security, the cell phone bill is already paid. I have a medical bill that has to be absorbed from this paycheck. And yes, I have a Macy's credit card payment. I purchased some clothes, some summer clothes. It gets really hot here, and I needed some new summer clothes to keep me cool because I work out of my home, and so I need to keep cool during the day. That electricity bill hasn't quite caught up yet, but it usually goes pretty high in the summertime when I run the air cooler. And the internet bill, which is due on the 21st, has already been paid as well. So there's a few things I need to budget here. So I'm going to turn to my first paycheck budget tracker for May. I didn't have a chance to put my pretty stickers this time. Okay, so my paycheck date, May 10, 2024. This covers the period from May 10 through May 23rd. All right, so this box, this top box here, is where I capture my income that I'm working with for the next 2 weeks. So I always have a carryover from last pay period because I never draw my checking account down to zero. And that carryover this time is $110.77. Slightly higher than I had planned, but that's okay. More is good. I have other miscellaneous income for $300. And I also have my paycheck. I'm a full-time employee, and I have been at my job going on 22 years. So that paycheck came in at $2,586.03. This paycheck is my take-home pay after 5 deductions in addition to taxes and everything else. Those 5 deductions are my 401k contributions, my giving contributions. I have dental insurance, health insurance, and I also have an automatic sum automatically deposited into my savings account. So when that paycheck hits my checking account, I know that that other separate amount has been deposited to my savings account. It's one way that I pay myself first. But this is what was deposited into my checking account. So I have these 3 to budget for the next 2 weeks. All right, let me add these together. 110.77 plus 300 plus 2586.03. So my inflow total is $29.96.80. It's not normally this much, but the carryover and my miscellaneous income is driving this up for this pay period. Now this other miscellaneous income, I do try to sell on Facebook Marketplace, the local buy-sell groups, or Offer Up. And when I do bring in extra money, if I'm lucky, I usually apply that to my 100 envelope savings challenge. So I like to tuck it away and save it. Other times I will incorporate it into my budget. Okay. This section here is where I have my fixed expenses. These are my bills that I have to pay no matter what. Fixed, I must absorb them. And now that I took a peek at my monthly spread, I know exactly which bills I need to cover with this paycheck. First is my water bill, due May 11, 8901 is what that bill came out to. I always use my actual numbers. These are my real numbers. I don't hold anything back. It is what it is. The next I have is my home security bill. Due May 13, that is $66.48. Next, I have my medical bill. I am making this in payments until I pay it in full, and that is $25. I have one more payment after this. I have a Macy's charge for clothing, and that came out to $211.81. And I also had a credit card charge for a meal. And when I charge my credit card, I like to pay that balance down immediately. I don't like to carry it over into the next month or the next pay period. That came out to $23.88. I didn't have my cash, so I'm gonna take it out of the paycheck. Okay. Also, this is something new. I have this home stucco improvement project. And as I mentioned a bit ago, it's no longer where I'm saving for it. It's where now I have a big debt that I need to budget for from now on. So I did pay $1,400. And my balance on this and my new debt that I need to pay is now $8,575.02. So that's the debt that I've gotten myself into. This will likely go up because I have some doors that are in need of replacing. And it's not one door that needs to be replaced, it's two, and some painting along the trim of the roof that also needs to get done. So this may increase yet again. But as of today, this is my balance in debt that I have now. So I did put some money down. I did put my down payment, what I had in savings, and this is coming out of my paycheck, so I am back in debt. I have to incorporate this into my budgets from now on. It won't be this high, of course, but I will be making payments to this home stucco improvement project from here forward. So that is all that I have right now. I'm going to add these together and come up with the dollar value. So I have $89.01 for my water bill, $66.48 for my home security, $25 for my medical bill, $211.81 for my Macy's charge, $23.88 to my other credit card for a meal, and $1,400 towards my home stucco improvement project. So the total is $1,816.18. And I'm going to subtract that from my inflow of $29.96.80, and that gives me a remainder of $1,180.62. All right, so I made it through my fixed expenses. I have to remain positive that I am doing the right thing. I have to remind myself that this is helping retain the value of my home. It's your biggest investment, and if it is in need of repair, then we have to find the money to repair it. All right, so I'm going to bring this down here, $1,180.62. Now I have some variable expenses that I normally take out in cash. The first is my allowance, and I get $100 every 2 weeks. I am going to budget for groceries. I'm going to do $100 here. I have my fur kids. These are my pets, and I'm going to reserve $50 for them. And giving. I'm going to reserve $20. All right, so that's it for my variable expenses this time. I'm going to add these together. So it looks like that's 1, 2, 50, 70. And I'm going to subtract this 270 from my leftover up here. So that's 1180.62 minus 270. And that leaves a remainder of 910.62. The 910.62 will be carried up to my sinking funds section. I don't have any to reserve with this paycheck, not this time. 910.62 is brought to my extra debt. This is where I make an extra payment to my mortgage so that I can accomplish my mid-month goal. So this is going to be extra payment to mortgage principal. And that will be $797. And if you watched my last mortgage update, I established this goal with all of you. So that is all the extra money I'm applying to debt this time, $797. And I'm going to subtract that from 910.62, which leaves a remainder of 113.62. I am not going to reserve any dollars for my savings challenges this time. I'm going to leave this in my checking account as a buffer, and this will be my carryover into my next pay period when I get paid on the 24th of May. So I'm going to save this in my checking account. I usually don't like to keep too much in this checking account. It doesn't earn any interest, but I just keep just enough in case a minor emergency occurs. Then I have my checking account to touch before my savings. So checking account buffer is 113.62. So that's my extra savings total. And if I subtract that from the leftover up here, I do get a zero balance. All right, this total inflow box is just a prompt for me to check my math. So I am going to just check my math real quick. 2996.80 minus my fixed expenses of 1816.18, which leaves 1180.62. I'm going to subtract 270 for my cash envelopes. Nothing for sinking funds this time. I'm going to subtract $797, which is my extra payment to my mortgage principal loan. It's a mortgage loan that I'm aggressively tackling. 113.62 is left over, which will stay in my checking account as a buffer. And that does indeed give me a zero-based budget. All right, well, that takes care of this paycheck. I have my bills paid, a little bit in my wallet for the next 2 weeks until my next payday. So I'm comfortable with this. I can live with this. How is your budgeting going? How are you doing? Are you saving money? You're paying off your debt? It really is challenging, but it's rewarding at the same time. I just want to thank you for sticking with me and encouraging me. I wish you all a wonderful day or night wherever you're at, and good luck with your budgeting. I'm sure you're doing great. We're all in this together. I appreciate the support. I will see you next time. I have a mortgage update coming up very soon. If I reserved it from my paycheck, I will have a mortgage update very soon. So come on back, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you like this kind of content. Thank you. Bye.